Hello, Can family. Hope everyone is doing good. Welcome to a new episode of Talking with Can. Let's start with what will be happening in 2025, what are the changes, what are the rumors, how this Canadian immigration is going. Let's discuss in detail.
The most biggest news right now, that is Trudeau resigning from PM.
I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister.
So what do you think will be the face of immigration after him?
Whenever it comes to immigration, the CIC is the decision maker. Yes, there are policies which are directly linked with the government, what their ideas are, what their future prospects are, what are their promises towards the immigration. But let me tell you one thing. This is something which we were expecting from last 1.5 years, that all the regulations, all the policies implementation done by the current government, it had a lot of backsplashes. And because of that, already it was expected that the government might fall, government might change. But now, eventually now we are at the stage where it is confirmed that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is now resigning. New Prime Minister will be coming for the time being. But once again, even if it's a current party, or it would be a new Conservative Party will be coming, we need to focus more on the CIC updates, CIC news, because those are the things which are directly linked with the immigration.
So Justin Trudeau has right now put prorogation on the parliament, but what do you think will it affect immigration?
It's very straightforward answer. As the Prime Minister of Canada is now not in the position, that seat is vacant, we have to wait until the new leader is selected. So yes, until that, the parliament is not working. However, when we are looking from the CIC point of view, already those bills or those public policies, those regulations which are already passed, that is already in the place.
Okay, so draws will be continuing, nothing will stop, no effects.
No, because once again, it's a parliament. So parliament is one of the legislative body where, okay, a lot of things are happening, but it's political things. Right now, we are looking more into the CIC. So the immigration point of view, there are Immigration Refugee Protection Act, there are CIC updates, there are public policy which is already in place. So nothing to worry. Just stick on and look into the CIC website. If there is any kind of changes comes, we will definitely let you know.
Okay, and right now, if you have seen that we already got two draws. One was CEC and one was PNP. And if you see the pool right now, the people who have more than 500 scores are filling more and more. So what do you think when we can see reduce in score, or do you think it's going to be a tough thing?
Okay, it's a good news and bad news both, okay? The good news, what I will tell is, now, as soon as the spring 2025 comes, the lot of people who are sitting around more than 500 points is just because of the LMI points.
Okay.
So if in spring 2025, this new regulation implement and the 50 point is taken down, immediately those individuals who are sitting around 540, 525, who is in the pool, who did not receive an invitation, that 50 points will be gone.
Okay.
But this particular policy about the LMI, it's not that clear. It's at spring 2025. So now the point is it May, is it March, is it April, is it February? Again, it's a season what they are talking about. There is no particular implementation date on it. So once again, if someone is looking into, okay, I will be completing my 1 year by February, will I able to claim 50 points? I would say, will you able to get an invitation which will lock down your LMI 50 points? Because anyone who is still not received the invitation, when this policy get implemented, unfortunately, you're losing that 50 points.
It's going to be a tough thing
Yes,
to move from 500 to 400. Yeah.
Now, like a lot of people are there, a lot of international there who might have spent a lot of money behind this. And this is a very bad news, but I would say this is also, on one side, it's a very good news that now I'm seeing that a lot of international students who used to think about, okay, only the LMI is the only way to get the PR. Now they started to think in the opposite way that, okay, what are the other ways to get a PR? So we always recommend every Can family member that don't go with a paid employment. So this particular action by the immigration, really I appreciate, because now this will decrease the under the table work, fraud in the legal immigration system. This will definitely be controlled, hopefully.
Oh, that's good. And recently, they have added one more sector in the post-graduation course list, which was education. So what do you say about that? Is it a good thing?
Any kind of a legislation process is there, it usually get updated time to time. Same thing happening, because right now what I would say is The early childhood care education course, that is one of the most essential course and most demanding course in Canada. I believe when the first list was released, at that point they just missed few of the courses.
Yeah.
Because again, it was suddenly implemented. These kind of update really makes the Canadian immigration more positive for the international
Give
students
more
who
hopes.
really wanted to study in healthcare and education sectors.
And what do you think they can add next? Do you have any suggestion? Not suggestions, but what's your prediction?
I hope there will be more courses which is not directly linked with the healthcare, but like more about the administrative side of the healthcare. Also, there are certain skilled courses which again need a management level of the courses. So, like project management in construction. So, if something like that will be coming, that will promote international students to study for the management side in a skilled, because again, yes, skilled work is required, but to manage them, there need to be a management level kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I believe there are some certain management courses which will be added to this list.
Okay. Right now, people are very skeptical about the PGWP because there are a lot of changes to it. So, what is the frequent cause of rejection in PGWP?
If I'm looking into postgrad open work permit, I would say 90% of the applications are having a positive approvals. 10% of the applications which I usually see that get refused is just because of one reason, and that is documentation. When you're doing a submission, if that application is not proper, international students are looking for a refusal because they might have missed the transcript, they put unofficial transcripts, they are not clear with the IMM 5710.
Okay.
They miss some important documents like passport or photo. Don't show carelessness when you're putting an application, especially a work permit application, because that is one of the applications on which your whole career is dependent. So you studied now you need to work. So yes, put that application properly. If you have any doubts, contact your college international office, because there are also immigration consultants who can able to help you. You can ask help from one of your seniors who already applied for it, or even you can call the CIC, or again, if there is something complication, always there are licensed immigration consultants and lawyers who are there to help you.
We are also getting seminars from our college to how to apply PGW. That can be a really helpful thing if you attend and just do that.
Yes, always. But the point is, what I noticed is, a lot of international students get busy. They say that, okay, they are busy with work, and they ignore or they neglect, knowingly or unknowingly, these kind of a knowledgeable
Important
seminars.
parts, yeah.
I have noticed that when I go for a free seminars, people don't come. Especially, sorry to say, but the international students are more busy to making money. So they feel that, no, it's a free seminar, why should I go? The same student will be paying for my consultation coming to for the in-person appointment later on, but the same thing I might have already explained in the seminar. So always remember one thing, because you're paying such a huge tuition fees, try to keep updated with the international office, your portal, the student portal, because you will see a lot of seminars which are helping you with the immigration, helping you with the career growth, which are more important than just working for a minimum wage. So never miss the updates or seminars which is provided by the college, because there is always a purpose why college is organizing that. If you understand that, you will have a success.
Yeah. And recently, like a lot of people are getting either denial or reduced work permit if they are not able to prove that they have done full-time course, or maybe because they failed in many course or any reason. So what will you suggest for them? Or
as per the immigration regulation, if you wanted to get 1 year of work permit, you need to do 2 semesters full-time. If you wanted to get a 3 years work permit, you need to do 4 semesters full-time. The exception is that the last semester can be part-time. But it doesn't mean that you continuously going and doing a part-time courses. Yeah, you can fail in one of the or 2 courses. Okay, you try to do it, but try to maintain the full-time status. Because if you do not maintain a full-time status and you take an unofficial break, unfortunately, the work permit will be refused. Because again, this policy is already in place. You are just seeing this more in news and social media now, because now every Tom, Dick and Harry trying to make a video out of it, which can just make every international student just concerned about their future in Canada. Can team really want that each and every Can family member should get proper education about it, that how even you can able to do your own application. Because again, immigration is not difficult. It's just people surrounding to you who trying to make it difficult and trying to make money out of it.
Okay. And on the other hand, there are some people who got 3 years of work permit on studying just 1 year. Will it affect running down like when they are doing PR?
No, they are just lucky.
Okay.
You have a valid permit with you, which says that you have an open work permit for 3 years. That is valid for in any cases, because that is something which is the decision made by the CIC. You have a valid proof. You can work. You can easily able to gain more experience just by studying 1 year, and you can get PR. But again, it depends upon the appeal application. It depends upon the application process. It can be the error by the CIC side. It can be various reasons there. And yes, if someone received 3 years, congratulations. Try to value the time so that you can able to get a PR in 1 to 2 years. You don't have to wait for 3 years.
Oh, that's great. And right now, as we have known that work permit is taking time to get approved, and a lot of people are on implied status, and their spousal open work permit is getting expired. So what should they do? It's very chaotic out there. What will you suggest?
Once again, there are different scenarios I can give it in front of you. So for example, if postgrad work permit about to expire, then first of all, you need to look for the primary applicant who is a student or on a work permit to get an extension. If the primary applicant can get an extension, then the dependent applicant can apply for a spousal open work permit extension. But again, if the primary applicant cannot have a status in Canada, then unfortunately the secondary applicant or the family also cannot get a status in Canada. So always remember one thing, the person who is a primary applicant status is most important. And if you have a proper status, you apply for an extension. Same thing, what you did before also, spousal open work permit extension application, dependent application to get an extension for the whole family.
Okay. And we have seen many social media posts or comments that right now soon CIC will start rejecting a spousal open work permit for the people who don't have job in NOC 0 or 1. So is it really true, or is just people are making rumors?
It's a really nice question. Yeah. So the new policy or updates which is coming from the CIC says that CIC is going to implement 2 regulations to control the spousal open work permit application. Yes, Canada is changing, immigration policies are changing. New update, let's summarize it, let's break it down. What is this actual changes which is going to be implemented after 21st of January?
So recently, IRCC has announced that they are starting 3 new pathways. So what are those, and are they beneficial to international students?
The 3 different pathways which we are talking about is, one is for the caregivers, second one is for the rural community program, and the third one, francophone community. So now all 3 are the pilot program in which in caregiver program, it's already been there. Yeah. They just trying to do it advanced way. The Canadian government really wanted to focus more about to bringing more caregiver healthcare professionals to support the Canadian system. Second one is the community programs, which has already been there. So rural immigration pilot program was already there. Now it is just changing the name to community program. So now again, those are to strengthening and getting the hike in the economic status of certain communities which are not meeting the requirement because of the population growth. So now, yes, those kind of programs can be implemented in future. And third one is for the francophone. So now, Canada is known for the francophone community. It's majority, but there was a huge dilution is happening because of the immigration policies which came in past 3 to 4 years. Once again, the Canadian government wanted to increase the population of those individuals who can speak the French, because once again, Canada considered the French as a native language, and they wanted to have more communities, especially Quebec kind of a province. They really wanted to support the francophone communities. So this francophone program is technically, once again, which is already there in express entry as of today, but they are just making it more lenient for those individuals who have a good knowledge about the French, and they can able to get a PR. But again, these 3 policies, down the road, we will know more about the eligibility criteria, on which stream it is getting implemented. You just need to look into those which you can get qualified. So for example, caregiver. If a person is studying engineering, anyhow the person is not getting qualified into the caregiver program. Why you are even worried about that? If you are already working in Toronto, you are making a good money, and again, you are already having a CRS point of 500, you don't even need to move the province or move the community. Because again, if you move there, it's not you just move to the community and you can apply for the pilot program. The community pilot program also need an employer. So only move if you have an employer. And the third and most important, francophone, once again, LCC level 7. So think about, it's not B2. Most of the advertisement, what I see about the French speaking classes and everything, they say that, okay, you can achieve B2. To every Can family member, I would recommend, focus on the language which you know, English. Do your IELTS, SALPIP, PT, try to get the maximum CLB 9, CLB 10 in that. And then, or simultaneously, you can then study for the French, which can also help you for the PR. Okay. But now what I see usually is the international students are more towards learning the French, and they don't even have a basic English CLB, and they are struggling to just create an express entry profile.
I have my friends who are more focusing on French, and people just change their route anytime, and there's no goal to reach something.
But again, let me just give you one simple example. Okay, so for example, okay, the new francophone pilot program is introduced. Okay, a student who is from India, for example, came here. He's studying. He applied for work permit. Now, for example, your friend, think about how much time he's going to take to learn the French. Even if you go to a genuine person who can give around 8 hours a day, 4 days a week, it's still going to take around 8 to 12 months to reach the NCLC level 7, which is required for your PR. Everyone say B2, take this in writing. B2 is not going to help. NCLC level 5 or 7 is going to help you.
Okay.
But I have a case like a person who have a now NCLC level 5, but in IELTS, the person cannot even meet the CLB 5 to 6. Okay. So unfortunately, yes, the person do have now French, but because of the low IELTS, the CRS point is not meeting. So once again, it's like hand in hand. Try to improve the skills what you have. Then try to go with the skills which can boost your CRS point. French is important, yes, it can make the PR easy, but English is something which is basic requirement.
Okay. In our channel, we have talked a lot about that. People who have worked and been in Canada and now they are in India, they can apply PR from there. So what's the process for that?
Okay, so now, in Canada, if you are looking into, there are, in immigration, if you want to just divide it, there is a federal, there is provincial, and there is a community. So these are the three basic division which I can make in immigration applications. When we are looking into express entry, it's a federal program. So when we are talking about the federal program, it's universal. So that means a person who is applying from India, a person who is applying from Canada, a person who is applying from South Africa. 3 different part of the world. From wherever you apply, your application is going to process based upon your CRS points. So for example, a person who is already in Canada having a CRS point of 500, and a person who is in India, now the person have a French and that person's CRS point is 480. And third person who is from South Africa and that person have 6 months of a construction supervisor of experience and applied for the express entry and the score is around 450, 460. Now guess what? The person who is already in Canada cannot get a PR because it's 500. He's just qualified into a regular express entry draw. Whereas a person who is in India who have a CRS, like who learned French, NCC level 7, CRS point is around 460. Draw comes, the person will get a PR, even being in India. Again, it's online process. So once you get an invitation, you will be in India, you're submitting it, then you're coming with the PR. Third thing, if a person from South Africa, if I have a 6 months of more than 6 months of experience as a construction supervisor experience, the last draw was 433. So now again, the 450 is draw. It was the least, but again, because of the previous experience, the person is getting qualified into category-based express entry draw, skilled worker, getting an invitation and getting a PR. So simple thing is that it's still same express entry. It has a different eligibility criteria, different pathway. One need to understand which is the pathway and what is the probability. Most of the agents from outside Canada or the ghost consultants, they just wanted to make you sign up. So they only tell you about that, yes, you are qualified for express entry. And they will sign up even a person who have a score of 400. But take this in writing, if you are from India, you don't have a proper skilled, you don't come under any kind of agriculture draws, you are not qualified for PNP, you don't have any employer, with that 400 to get a PR, the probability is just 1%. But if a person is in Canada, if the CRS draw is around 500, the probability is now around 90%. Because again, if the CC draw start, automatically the person will get an invitation. So once again, profile matters, and it doesn't matter from where you apply, because the process which you're going through, if it is a federal program, you can apply from any part of Canada
Okay.
or world.
Okay. This will be the last question I'm asking, and it might be a little political, but I have to ask because we have seen that when we talk about immigration, everyone is blaming international students. It can be Indians or from anywhere.
International students.
International students.
International students.
International students.
International students.
I have seen Indians who are citizen now going and signing petition against international students. But when you see the government, they're spending billions on refugees and they support a lot of other things as bringing temporary residents. So what's your comment on that? What do you think?
Okay.
Why is
so
that?
Let me just make it simple. Okay. I'm not a political expert, but I observe a lot of things. Like, for example, I read news, I do the research about what's the current mindset going on, what's the international students. I deal with a lot of Canadian employers. Let me tell you one thing. When something goes bad, it's a human tendency where people start to blame others. So right now, the scenario which is coming, which is like having the housing crisis, increased rent, economy is going down. Again, it's a narrative which is made that, okay, it is all because of one, that is the international students. Think about it. Canada is an immigrant country. It used to be one of the most secure, safe, and having a very good economic status few years back. Now suddenly COVID came. Yes, that is one of the major reason. But again, one of the things which I would typically I can point out is the failed immigration policies, which is implemented by the current government. Because again, the TR to PR, that time when Canada just implemented a lot of regulations, a lot of just make the easy immigration, which brought in those individuals who don't have the standard meeting for the language, education, the living standard and other things, which just like diluted the quality of living
Rather than quantity, it was.
So now the quality is compromised based upon the quantity, because again, the Canadian immigration just made everything very simple for everyone and avoided those regulations which was there in place before 2021. So like, I being in Canada for 10 years, I would be proud to say that when I came here, there was Indian community, but there was a respect, there was mutual, like all the other communities, we used to participate in that. And again, Canadians, French, South Africans, Indians, Pakistanis, Philippines, Chinese, everyone is there. But think about it, why only Indians are the cause of all the problems? It's basically like, I don't know whether it is a political or it is created by certain groups, but whenever the now election is nearby, the conflict between the communities are increasing. I never heard that like Indians were like fighting with the Indian before. Like before, when I'm talking about like 2017, 2018 time, we had that kind of community build up where, okay, we need to respect each other. So one of the things which you just pointed out is writing the petition, and the petition is signed by Indians. Itself against the international students who are from India. Once again, they being in Canada for so long that they are now Canadians, they also want one thing, that for the Indians who are citizens, their future generations are here. And those people don't want, and same like, even if you are the individual who are on temporary residence, you will be a citizen. Again, what you are looking into is, okay, your house, your community, your country need to be safe. So again, everyone just wanted to make their living place safe and secure. And that's why this kind of things are coming. But definitely, I will tell you one thing honestly and openly. I don't want it to hurt anyone's feeling on this, but international students need to understand that we came to a different country. Okay, we are from different background, religion, custom, ethics, everything is fine. But now, when you're in Canada, you need to understand how Canadians live, okay, how the people in Canada lives here. But unfortunately, whatever happened in nearby couple of years, it's not that proud to say that, yes, we Indians are also responsible. Oh, yes, there are other communities too, I'm not saying, but again, I take blame on myself just because I'm seeing a lot of things happening, and it's on social media, it's very openly, it's very openly trending that, like, particularly about that particular part of India, okay, this is something happening in Brampton, it's happening in Ottawa, some riots are going on. Proving your point by harming others is not a Canadian way. So please avoid that and try to become a mature professional immigrant so that the Canada will be proud of you, and in returns, you will be successful in Canada.
Okay. Thank you so much for giving all this information. There are a lot of people, they don't know what to do. Maybe that might be some light through this video. So let's hope that. And thank you so much for being in this video. And thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and like this video, share it, comment down any doubts you have.
If you have any doubts, always reach the right licensed person, because that is one of the way by which you can get a right information which can help you to make a decision. And definitely for immigration, very proud to say that every Can family member who are watching this, we are there for you. So if you have any doubts, comment below, contact our office. We definitely try to help you and educate you that how easy can be the immigration process and decrease your stress. Hope this initiative will work. A lot more immigrants will join Can family to have a right information. Take care, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.